Okay, welcome to The Rocks.
On The Rocks, yeah, welcome. This is Tanner and Addy. And this is what, Epi 3 now?
Epi 3.
We've had a lovely Easter break, I think, a long Easter break.
Long one.
I mean, you're still going to see us drunk. So
I mean, that's always the cherry on the top, absolutely.
Exactly. Just want to put something quickly out there. So far, the alcohol that we choose are completely random. As we said in the beginning, one from production and one that we just randomly pick ourselves.
Yep.
I usually pick something that I use in my bar. Tanner...
I go and buy a bottle. I go to Milroys of Soho and just ask them too many questions.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm correct, that is a Milroys bottle, isn't it?
It is! Hey. I'm actually really happy about that one. It's a blended Scotch, which is the first one for me. For now, I brought 2 single malts that were super peaty, and now I decided to go on the more blended side. I think I've expressed my slight dislike for blended Scotches, but this one might tip me over. I must say. I
feel like last session's Adelphi kind of got you a little bit, inclined towards trying a blend Scotch, but I've heard some good things about Milroys as well, so I'm excited. I've never tried it personally. I did get a couple of 2 generic ones, but these were the last ones that I would use in my bar. I will get some more exciting whiskey in, don't worry.
Yeah. Cool. Okay, what should we try with? Start with? Try with?
I do want to go for the Milroys, but should we make it reasonable? Let's ease ourselves and go for some Buffalo.
Yeah, let's go Buffalo.
Yeah. Awesome. So, I haven't done my prior research. I mean, when I was working back at an old place called... I worked in a place called Toki, Soho. The bartenders there used to tell everyone, about Buffalo Trace, because it will go towards conservation of buffaloes, and all the ladies used to be like, let me try a whiskey then, sure, and they would all get shit-faced. For the record, that is not fucking true. When you are a novice bartender back in the glory age of 19, 20 years old, that is the shit you say to people.
Listen, that's the shit I say to people as well, and I'm not a novice anymore. I just it's just a great way to sell shit as well. Like, just make up a nice little story. Listen, if people were actually that interested, they would Google it themselves.
Exactly.
And they would know what's actually happening. 100%. Otherwise, I just yap, and they listen, and they're like, "Oh my god,
yeah, it's true.
They do this," and it's like, "Yeah, sure."
100%. I mean, we're talking about 10 years ago now. Like, we had a bar sheet that would tell us all the cocktail the recipe ingredients, and now you can kind of just get AI and you just whip your phone out. I mean, you got 17 variations of an old-fashioned there, right there on your hand.
I mean, we're doing a weird old-fashioned on every episode now as well. So, all right. Actually, I think last time we had Woodford, right?
Yeah.
We and I work in Mr. Fogg's, and we used to have Woodford Bourbon as our house bourbon. We swapped to Buffalo Trace as our house bourbon.
Amazing.
So we're doing all the houses now.
Yeah, Buffalo Trace is it's one of those whiskeys, I mean bourbons especially, that's renowned in the sense that it's almost in every shelf of every bar, and the actual history, the limited history that I know of, is it's, if I'm correct, from Buffalo to Kentucky, the roads were actually created by bison and buffalo, so that's why they call it the Buffalo Trace. I mean, other than that, it's a pretty smooth whiskey, especially as a bourbon that goes with, if you don't want to use Woodford, I would 100% recommend Buffalo Trace for anyone that wants to just have a good old fashioned. Yeah. Just
like the basic tradition. I mean, basic in the best way possible.
Exactly.
Standard. Yes, yeah. Standard old fashioned. It's so smooth. Just goes really well with any kind of sugar and bitters. It's just a classic. Yeah. I've never had it by itself, so this is going to be an interesting one.
Yeah, I mean, I've had it by itself, but that was so long ago, so this would be like having it first time again.
Okay, cool. Well, let's try it then, yeah?
Let's enjoy it.
Cheers.
Cheers.
It's not as smooth as I thought it would be.
No.
That's interesting. The aftertaste is beautiful, though.
it's quite funny because I was literally at a rum tasting yesterday. I was just telling Tana and the crew that I was at a rum tasting yesterday with Miguel Smith, if anyone knows, and it was like a private rum tasting event where they were House of Rum were branding, and we had got to try quite a lot of different rums, and I was only mixologist there, so everyone else were corporate. So I really was trying to keep my
That's
mouth
always
shut
fun.
until I talked with Miguel, and he's awesome. I mean, he'd worked with rums for before I was. I can't say before I was born, but close enough.
Yeah, never say anything
say
about
that.
age.
Yeah.
Never say anything
But
about
he's got
that.
experience. He's a veteran, and trying those rums and understanding that, obviously with complexities and obviously the whiskies we tried before, this is a bit on the soft side, very plain on its own.
Absolutely. It's not, it kind of, I feel like it tastes like what you would imagine a whiskey to taste like if you've never had whiskey before. It's quite, yeah, simple. It's simple. On the nose, though, it's quite fruity.
Yeah.
It has quite a lot of, like, I don't know, maybe even like vanilla kind of like complexities in it. But yeah, taste wise, it's not, while it's in the mouth, it's not that like special or I don't know, crazy. Aftertaste is really nice and sweet.
Yeah, I think it's just one of those kind of whiskies that, for me, goes with an old fashioned, but on its own, it is not PET, which is, I mean, it got, if I'm correct, I was saying was from a burnt oak barrel. And I mean, from a little bit of history, as I said, I know Buffalo Trace, the brand before it's bought by Sazerac in the 1990s, was one of the first brands that started barreling, so bourbons.
Okay.
So it does have a refined history.
Yeah.
But when I taste this now, I feel like saturation is what I feel like, where it becomes such a big corporate company in a good way. I mean, as I said, I will always endorse it for someone that wants a quick, solid old fashioned. But on its own, no.
Yeah, it's not really like if someone, now that I've tried it by itself, if someone orders I don't know, an old a Buffalo Trace on the rocks or neat with me, I'm genuinely just gonna be like, why? By itself, not that special. I would give it like I would give it a 4.5 out of 10.
I really agree with you.
It's kind of mid.
I think it's like,
Best way possible.
yeah, I mean, bourbons can be very expressive. I don't want us to think that it's always Scotch, Irish, Japanese, bourbons can be extremely expressive. I mean, for example, the other day I was having some, Angel's Envy. Fuck me.
Agents. Oh, that is the best bourbon.
100%. And
So good.
like I've done some work with, like, for example, I know the likes of Elijah Craig and Knobs Creek and Apex. I mean, saying that, I've had some moonshine with Elijah Craig, so that's a real treat, man. That's a fucking treat. But
Maybe I can bring some moonshine from Croatia.
yeah, I'll put this and we'll definitely bring some moonshine, guys. I would agree and say you think you're being a little bit generous. A 4.
Okay, cool. Shall we make some old fashions and see how that works?
100%. Shall I leave that to you?
Yoo-hoo! Old fashioned time.
All right, now we got our old fashions. Let's go for it. Let's try this.
Yeah.
What do you think on the nose first?
This should be.
Oh, you know what? It's a cinnamon.
It's always it's the fucking bitters, man.
Honestly.
Again, Bitter Club, please. Just
I don't need to. We don't need to be sponsored by
anything else.
any spirit brand.
I don't care.
Just Bitters Club.
The Bitter Club, because this is just. If I could like ingest this into my veins, I would. If it wouldn't kill me, but it probably would, so I'm not going to. But I mean, it changes the fucking game. I feel like it does give a little bit more of like pedazzle to pedazzle. Is that a fucking word? Okay, sure, that thing to old fashions and like makes the whiskeys a lot better than they are sometimes. But this is going to be classic. I know it. It's gonna be good.
Cheers.
Cheers. Yeah.
Yeah, man. It's good. I don't know what else to say. It's just very good.
It's just a classic old fashioned.
Yeah.
If you go somewhere, order an old fashioned. They say it's house fine, it's Buffalo Trace. You say yeah, you get this, and you're happy with it because it's literally what it's supposed to be.
It really is, yeah. You go to any bar. I mean, you go to, a high street, a normal bar, just any bar, and you just say old fashioned. You're probably gonna get this.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Like, okay, maybe minus the the bitters, and it's probably like simple syrup instead of agave, but taste-wise, the profile is going to be pretty much the same because the whiskey's just classic, and it's going to work. Yeah, by itself, underwhelming. As an old-fashioned, though, this is good. I'll give it it's not extreme and like, holy shit, I never tried this in my life. So I'm not going to give it more than 5.5. But it's good.
Do you know what? I really feel like now, as the third episode's gone, right? Tenno and I just sink more in our ideology, and it's so bizarre because I was just going to say the same thing. I think it's so standard. I hate to say it's bog standard,
but it is. It's good. It's not good. Like giving it less than 7 doesn't mean that it's bad. It's just like so.
If you are a newcomer to whiskey, it's a fucking 8.
Oh yeah. All right,
I'll put it out there because
Absolutely.
it's good. Okay, that's still an overstatement. Maybe a 7, but 5.5 is very reasonable because it's just it's delectable. But most of its components are the Angostura is the one that brings out the efficiency of the spirit.
Absolutely, Angostura just does what its job always.
Exactly, and for our case, the agave does much better than gum or simple syrup, which probably is going to be made pretty poorly half the time. And the orange bitters does wonders on the nose and the mouth.
Yeah.
40% of our flavor comes from the nose, so we're going to experience it in a very particular way. And in this case, I just think that it just doesn't have the bite compared to the other whiskies we've had. As an old fashioned on its own, it's very simple. So I'd agree and say 5.5.
So overall, a 5. Very mid-range.
4.5, 5. Yeah, I think it's very. It's on the shelf kind of thing,
Yeah, exactly. I think it's a very good starter if you want to get into whiskeys. This is having a bottle of Buffalo Trace or like going to a bar and having an old fashioned with Buffalo Trace is gonna definitely make you feel like if I had this old fashioned, by the way, like with these bitters and the agave and everything when I like started working in hospitality, I would have loved whiskey a lot sooner than I did because I feel like I had really shitty whiskeys before.
100%. I completely agree with you. I mean, like, don't get me wrong, it's still better than having certain types of whiskeys. We're not here to stop bashing on other whiskeys, but in this case,
we could.
We could, true.
And also, I feel like everyone's thinking about one whiskey right now, and everyone knows. If you work in hospitality, you're never gonna have a certain.
Say yours?
Fucking Red Label, man.
Yeah, I was gonna
disgusting. It is.
Even Black Label, like
I was actually having a conversation about Black Label with the guy at Milroys, because it's like so like whatever. You're using Black Label. And I mean, okay, Blue Label's still kind of nice, but it's way overpriced for what it is, in my opinion. Like we were just talking about it, like I don't know, but even like. Let's say 7 years ago, if someone said, "Oh, I'm having a Black Label," and you're like, "Whoa, dude, fancy pants over there," and now it's like, ugh, like get a good blended one at least,
It's true. I mean, I'll be honest to you. The only time I ever get Black Label is if I'm at the, airport, getting a present for my dad. That's the fucking truth. Like, would I drink it for myself, other than if I want to substitute for rum and Coke, I just add some Coke. And I just want to end the night, then yeah. But don't even begin to try it as an old fashioned.
Yeah, no. Oh, absolutely fucking not. However, I will say that it works nicely in some cocktails if there's more than just whiskey as a spirit. It is very unpresentable, as in like there's not a specific aroma to it that like punches through, so it's very easily like kind of blended. If you want to make like a whiskey cocktail and it is like a maybe not a mixologist, but like in a cocktail bar, you're making a new menu. If you want to use a Scotch, or you have to, like because of certain, I don't know, standards that you guys have or whatever, suppliers, that's also a big thing. Johnny Walker Black can work quite well in certain cocktails, but
Yeah.
not always.
Yeah, I mean, I've had Johnny Walker Black in an Irish, not Irish coffee, but similar, like, take on those kind of.
Okay.
Don't get me wrong, it's not Irish, so you should always have an Irish coffee, like Bushmills, Jameson, etc., etc. We should do an Irish episode one time.
Yeah, I would love to. I'm not that well versed in Irish
that is definitely
whiskey, so
like a slightly weaker point. I'm very well versed in Scotch, tequila, and a bunch of other things, but Irish would be a nice thing for us to learn.
Yeah, absolutely. There's actually a really nice bar in Brixton that they have like, I think 60 Irish whiskeys there. So that would be cool.
You know what? My brother was telling me about a bar. I'll get you the name. I'll put the name up on the below. And essentially, they, I think, Devonshire Arms. Or the Devonshire. I don't know. One or the other. Devonshire Arms might be a pub, but essentially, it's a bar that imports daily Guinnesses from Ireland. Daily.
Oh, that's Devonshire.
Yeah, the Devonshire.
Yeah. That's in Soho. Yeah.
Okay, I've never been. And
me neither, but
I've heard good things. I've heard some of their Irish.
Basically, we need to go to an Irish pub.
I promise you, we will be going to some places and trying different drinks there as well.
Yeah,
and that might be the spot. That might be a good fucking.
Yeah, let's fucking do it. Yeah. I think that would be a lot of fun.
Perfect.
Okay, so we're going to Toki, right? Yeah. And I was just saying off camera, and I was forced to say it out loud now. I'm not a fan of Japanese whiskeys. We just shared to each other that we had similar experiences with Hibiki specifically, like hearing crazy good stuff about it and then trying it and just being very underwhelmed.
So yeah, I mean, my story is completely different to yours. Like, I was 20 years old when I first had it.
Me too.
Really?
Yeah.
God damn. Fair enough. And I think it's one of those things where it matures with you. It grows with you. And I'm hoping it does. But like for me now, I love Hibiki. And I love a lot of, for example, Nika by the Barrel. I definitely have a bottle at home. I make sure I have a bottle at home. And funny enough, Rich Woods is the one that showed me to Nika by the Barrel. So shout out to him. He was a great fucking mentor. But in regards to Toki Suntory here, I think it's a middle ground between what you don't like and what you will like, because it's from what I know, the Suntory family's way of modernizing it and kind of showcasing them competing with the modern world of Western whiskies. The bottle is quite different, quite unique. As I said, the production has decided this whiskey, and I think they know why, because I use this quite a lot. I use it in one of my signature cocktails called the Ronin, which we actually done in the podcast. You said it was.
Oh yeah, I remember. Yeah, I remember that one. Is it the one with the mushrooms? Yes,
yeah, the mushrooms.
I remember it. It was actually quite a long time ago, to be honest. So
we've probably got to do one again soon.
Yeah.
What I know is Toki means timeless, or time, essentially, and they want to compete with having a modernized looking whiskey with feel, but with old school techniques.
Okay.
So
that's pretty cool. What our producers have said is that usually Suntory family uses Scottish water to make the whiskeys, right? But this one actually uses Japanese, so it's fully Japanese.
When certain whiskeys are brought to the table for us, even though I use it a million times, I don't always research everything. I don't work with these companies. None of them are endorsing us at all. So we just go with the love of understanding it, and we go with the feel. Yeah. And I think that is the rawest form of us identifying how these flavors are. We've had, I think, even singly as well as collaboratively, over thousands of wit drinks of our lifetime.
That's sad to say.
It is sad to say, but also empowering to some extent.
I'm also only 22 at the moment.
Let's cut that bit out. But
let's cut everything out, apparently.
Yeah. Turn up. Even at 22, I think it's like... You know more shit than most people I know that are in their 30s, and that's because you work for solid companies.
That's because I'm a professional alcoholic.
That too. Does Croatian have to do anything to do with this?
Croatian?
Yeah.
Probably, to be honest. Listen, I have... Okay, don't tell anyone, but I have like 3 different alcoholics in my family. So it probably is in the bloodline, yes.
I mean, look, us Sri Lankans, if you know Sri Lankans out there, we drink.
Yeah.
We're known for being peaceful, great cooks, and alcoholics. But don't send this tape to my temple. I'm just joking.
For us, we're not peaceful. We love eating, and we pass out from drinking.
Exactly.
So we're basically on the same page, you know. Way. Okay, shall we try it? Yeah. Let's see if I like Japanese whiskeys now.
All right. Let's go.
I love the color though. It's very pale and I like it.
So quick note. This is a very, very new whiskey. So it came out in 2016.
A new baby.
Exactly. So in the whiskey world compared to the other, I don't know when Milroys came out.
Apparently this is a new one as well.
Fair enough.
The blended. But it's a blend,
we've got
so
a vet
could be
here who's been, timeless.
around forever.
And then we've got 2 babies.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, look, man.
Okay.
Let's just enjoy it.
Yeah. Woohoo.
On the nose, it's soft.
It gives me... It's quite grassy, actually.
Yeah, very earthy. So it's quite funny because when I use it for my Ronin, which has got a lot of, fungal features to it, I can now see it brings out the earthiness. I mean, I knew it did, so I burped. But
I just tried it and I think I like Japanese whiskeys now. This is fucking nice!
Oh, man.
That is nice!
That's what you want to feel. That...
I am bamboozled, man. This is beautiful.
Let me add a touch more, man.
Holy shit. Like the smell does not prepare you for how good it tastes like. The smell... Ooh, you benty. Okay. I got excited there. Sorry. The smell kind of reminds me of what hibiki smelled like, and the smell was the first thing that kind of like threw me off with hibiki. The taste is completely different though.
So look,
so beautiful.
I hate to be a bummer and say that I'm not new to this. Obviously, doing mixology and creating drinks, and I've used Toki as a base level, base entrance kind of like for cocktails before, for Japanese-based cocktails especially. I know it's fucking good.
Yeah,
but
okay,
I wanted to experience this
but
with
this
you,
was
Tara.
This was beautiful. Oh my
beautiful.
god! I was just like genuinely like when we decided that we're gonna use Toki, I was a bit like, oh.
It's nutty. But
fine, I'll do it.
It's nutty.
Yeah, it is. It's nutty. It's like kind of like a hazelnut spread.
Hazelnut spread, but it's got that floral enigma, that aroma to it. Aroma.
Yeah, it's hazelnut spread with like MSG on top to get umami. That sounds disgusting. I'm aware. However, it makes sense if you try Toki. Does it? Please tell me I'm not
you know
crazy.
what? You're not crazy.
Okay, good.
And I wish I said she was crazy.
Excuse you. Fucking hell. I mean,
look, it's
please, everyone.
It's very good.
Yes.
And I think it's one of those staple marks that the Suntory family do incredibly well. They released a whiskey in 2016 that says, hey, we know we do our Japanese ryes amazingly. We know we do our collection of Japanese whiskeys amazingly. Let's get something that competes and with the Western ideology of whiskey.
Yeah, I think the fact that it's more Western is why I like it, 100%. To be honest. Because when I tried hibiki, it just kind of it was just but this is pretty damn good. I'm gonna give it, just because I'm very excited right now, I'm gonna give it a 7, because this on its own is so nice.
That's so bizarre, because I thought you were gonna give it 8.5, something like that, but you're right, 7 is exactly spot on. Antenna. The reason I say that is because look, the colorization, it's very...
So pale.
Yeah, so you can tell that on an aging level, it's on the lower end. Because typically the colorization for whiskies and rums, and most spirits around the world, are to do with the barrel. Right. I mean, I haven't researched exactly what type of them. They could use clay for all I fucking know. But they are traditional methods, so it should be barrels.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very, very fine, refined. I wouldn't say weak because that burn is there, that slight burn is there, but it's enjoyable.
Yeah, it's not like a punch in the face. What you have with some whiskeys, like sometimes it's just like, whoo, it burns and it's only a burn, and it's like, whatever. This burns on such nice level that it's just like even masochistically enjoyable. Like you want more of that little like tingle in your throat. You feel like you're drinking medicine in the best way possible.
100%. So whenever you drink like spirits neat, especially rums and whiskies of high clarity, right? The first thing you do is you sip it on your lips. So you get, it's almost like that tinge on your lips because you prepare your esophagus to understand that yes, you are dealing with poison. Yes, you're dealing with something that's, unless you're used to it like us, is you're dealing with something that's abnormal to some extent for your body that's naturally used to inducing food, etc., and drinks of more lighter nature. But the second and third tertiary sips and gulps are where you actually bring it down to you in a proper level, and your body gets used to it. It lines it with saliva and it protects you. So funny enough, I'm saying this word for word from Miguel Smith yesterday. Brilliant tutorial, Miguel. But no, it's true. I've known this for a while as well. This on its primary sip is very easy to drink.
It's beautiful. It is so smooth. Like, as a person that never, like, even avoided it because of like, I have not, stigma, and also not good experience with previous Japanese whiskeys. This blew me away, to be honest. But reasonably, it is a 7, and I am desperate to try it as a fucking old-fashioned.
100%.
Rock and roll. Okay, we're gonna try the old-fashioned. I am excited. We don't know how this is gonna go. We were actually talking off camera. Maybe it's gonna be underwhelming because it's so good by its own. So, like, maybe you don't need to add anything to it. But that's why we're here, your guinea pigs, to try it out.
100%. It's weird. I've had it on its own before, and I've made different types of cocktails before, but not this variation of old fashioned.
Yeah, like very like plain, basic. I mean plain, like classic, very classic. Angostura, agave, and some orange bitters. So it's basically just amping up the whiskey a little bit, you know.
Of course. And for the record, for any reviewers that think that there's too much dilution with the ice, we do change our fucking ice. Yeah. Okay?
Yeah, this is not just one cube through the whole video.
Exactly. We're not that cheap.
Listen, if I was organizing this, we would be that cheap, but you know, we got the big guy here, so.
Not at all, but let's enjoy, dude.
All right, cheers.
Cheers. It smells nice, man.
But it's always the cinnamon. It's always going to smell of cinnamon.
But the hazelnut comes out a little bit as well.
It does.
Oh, as well.
I don't look disappointed, but I don't look overwhelmed either. Why is it more bitter now?
It's like on the surface, it was like plain as fuck, and then afterwards, the other flavors came. But I don't know. It's just.
Isn't it more plain, like more bitter than it was by itself? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Do you know what I mean?
I do know what you mean. It's conflicting flavors. That's all I can say.
Yeah, because you know what? Maybe this one is not like the one for the orange and cinnamon bitters. As much as I love those bitters, please sponsor us. But maybe this one would benefit from like the least amount of sweetness.
100%.
Does that make sense?
100%. It's quite funny. I was having this conversation with a distiller a couple of days ago, a week ago, and he was saying he wants something different to add to his Japanese rye. And I just said to him, have you ever added soy sauce? And he was like, wait, what the fuck? Like, who the fuck would add soy sauce? I just said, a couple of drops of soy sauce. I mean, you can either condense it, you can dilute it if you need to. but it makes a massive difference.
Well, doesn't it kind of play the same game as like saline solution?
100%.
Just obviously a different,
This is what, when you're in the game, when you understand the industry a lot, you understand that salt is so beneficial to whiskey-based cocktails. And you know what? Just for the sake of this particular one, let's cut for a second, and we're going to bring a saline solution.
Okay, so we're trying out the soy sauce.
So this is straight from the fridge, so it's a bit gritty, but amoy.
Amoy! Fully Japanese, right?
It's not.
I know, that's why I said, yeah.
Alright, let's just fucking go for it. I'll just add a couple of drops.
Yeah.
Let's twist this bad boy.
I love soy sauce.
I love soy sauce though. The complexion's changed.
Of course.
But, try.
Well, let's see how this goes, yeah?
Oh, man. It irons out. What did I say?
If it doesn't work out, add soy sauce, man. Holy shit. That is fucking sick, man.
It ironed it out.
That is so good. Okay, so Japanese whiskeys, you just have to add some soy to them.
We're going to get cancelled. Look, good thing.
No, there's no cancelling. It's just... it is what it is. Listen, now this... Holy shit, this is so much better than what it was. As I was saying as well, my mom always goes on about this. She loves making cakes and any kind of desserts, cookies, whatever you think of, she can probably fucking make it. Her tiramisu is the best tiramisu in the world. Fucking fight me on it. I will bring it over at some point, or she'll make it. Doesn't matter. It is the best one. And anyways, what she always kind of tries to make me make cakes and everything. Yeah. I never do because I don't have enough patience. But whenever she gives me a recipe, she's like, don't forget the salt. You have to put the salt in. Because if you don't get the salt, you don't get the umami kind of punch that's going to actually elevate the sweetness of everything. Yeah. And balance things out in, to a certain level. Obviously, don't oversalt it because then it's going to be disgusting.
100%.
But you have to add a little bit, just to a little, Salt Bae kind of moment to elevate it. Also, like when you're, I don't know, steaming broccoli or like boiling
100%.
broccoli, a little bit of sugar inside. 100%. Makes it a million times better. Oh yeah, and it also
exactly. You're right.
like amps up the color, so it's like green, like gamma green. It's really good.
Like anyone knows, just like most mixologists, and I mean, as far as I know, were chefs prior to being mixologists.
It is very important.
And I think a lot of the things you said are elements of that.
Yeah.
And you're only fucking 22, mate. You got it in the bag.
Listen.
But look, it's a game changer. It just went from a very mediocre old fashioned. It's going to sound really awful for me to say, but it went from an old fashioned that was not enjoyable. I mean, the Buffalo Trace was considerably more enjoyable.
Yeah, absolutely.
To something that's evened out to some. In a way, it's unique.
Yeah. It has kind of like a semi-umami flavor to it that really brings out everything that you actually need in an old-fashioned, like the bitters, the slight, sugar aspect, which for us is the agave. Anywhere else would be something different probably. But, it actually brings it out to the point where you're like, oh, shit, yeah, this is an old-fashioned. Before, it was kind of like, what's going on?
Like, it's true. This distiller literally called me yesterday and he was just like, Addy, what the fuck have you done? What the fuck have you done to me? Legit. And he was like, that was a game changer. I never thought of adding, and don't get me wrong, he's a new distiller. So he's not like an Apex, veteran. He just started his own company, etc. And especially with rums, but he loves whiskies. And yeah, it's just that subtle bit of sodium. And it's like, I was talking production earlier, and it's just that you need that when there's a lack of, when there's a certain, you're going to get this with a lot of whiskies. When there's certain types of whiskies where there's a bitterness to it. And that could be from peatiness, that could be just from the way it was made and created, or distilled. Mm-hmm. you need to add a touch of saline. In our case, it was
Soy sauce.
sauce.
No, but it works. It fucking works. It's beautiful.
Rating. Let's go for some fucking ratings.
Okay.
We need 3 ratings now.
Right, yeah.
We standard.
Okay, the first one.
It was a 7.
The first. Like by itself.
Yeah.
By itself, yeah, it was a 7. The first old fashioned was genuinely a 3. Drinkable, not enjoyable.
I think drinkable is a.
That's a good catchphrase. Drinkable,
I
not
think-
enjoyable.
I think. I think we need to put down an index for what drinkable means for tennis terminal, because it's
Hey!
being drinkable. I mean, fucking hell, man. Like,
But it was drinkable.
you know.
I mean, listen, if someone hands me that when I'm like already tipsy, it's gonna be like, ugh, but I'll drink it.
Dude, I mean, that's like.
I am a professional alcoholic. Exactly. Thank you.
I mean, absinthe's drinkable, but I wouldn't fucking go for absinthe.
Drinkable, not enjoyable.
You know what? We go for that. I agree. I think it was about 3. I'll give it a general 3.5 because I do agree with you. I think it's a 3.5.
Yeah, no, 3. And this now went back up to like 6 for me. It's not. It by itself was still the best, to be honest, in my opinion. But now with the soy sauce, went back up to 6.
I completely agree with you. And
We are one.
we. Yeah. I mean, it's.
Sorry, you just have my giggles now on the microphone. Just.
For the
Okay.
record, we are going to get pizza break after this.
Yeah, pizza.
On a level, it's very good, but not traditional old fashioned.
Yes.
Like, you shouldn't have to ever fucking add soy sauce or saline to an old fashioned. I
Yeah,
just want to make that clear. I just wanted to show Tanner and the viewers here because there are some things I learned. There's a lot of things I would learn from Tanner and vice versa. I think you learned something from me here today.
Yes, absolutely.
It does balance certain things out. I mean, certain old fashions I make when I know there's going to be a bit of flavour, I'll just add a pinch of Himalayan salt and it balances out. In this case, I just wanted something unique because that was a conversation I had with a distiller a week ago. But it did. And don't get me wrong, I've never added soy sauce to Toki before. So it was a learning curve for me. And I was hoping, did I fuck this shit up? But I also knew in deep inside it would balance it out. So it worked out well.
No, yeah, this worked out fucking great. Like, this was actually such a nice old fashioned afterwards. But yeah, I mean, don't go to an old, like, a bar and just ask for an old fashioned with some soy sauce in it, because you will get thrown out.
100%.
Most likely.
I just want to make it clear, like, the last one we had Buffalo Trace, we did tell production to throw the rest of it out. And that's not an insult to Buffalo Trace. As an old fashioned, it wasn't. But this, I think we both drank it up, man.
I have like a sip left and we're
Pretty
done.
good. Well, let's cut it. Pizza break. We're going to move on.
Milroys of Soho! Let's go. I'm very excited about this. Alright, we're on to the last stop, which is my brand new bottle of Milroys original blended Scotch whiskey. This one doesn't have a huge story behind it. What I was told today is that it's pretty much like a new blend that they have, that they wanted to kind of emulate what our grandfathers used to drink. So kind of like an old recipe for a blended whiskey, and it's supposed to taste kind of, let's say, old and vintage. Well, Milroys, apparently, Milroys of Soho, it was founded in 1964, so probably when they founded this, they probably just wanted to emulate what the whiskey was like at that point. But they also supplied the Prime Minister, which I had no fucking clue about, and this guy did, apparently.
That's the only bit of news I know about Milroys. I mean, I know that they're obviously quite high-end in Soho, and they're a brilliant supplier, from what I know.
They're my neighbors, so I try to go down there as much as possible. And you know what? Every time I go there, they're just supreme. They know what the fuck they're talking about with their whiskeys. They treat you well. They let you try everything that they can.
Of course, that's what I like as well.
It's so nice actually being able to try the whiskey before you buy it, because sometimes you just like walk into a shop and you're just like, Well, this looks like a good bottle. It's from somewhere where I usually like my whiskeys from. Like, I don't know, Islay for me, for example. You buy it, you get it home, you try it, and you're just like, oh my god, this is awful. Whereas in Milroys, as long as they have an open bottle, obviously, and enough stock, they will let you try everything. I tried some beautiful whiskeys.
They definitely have a more objective view.
Yes.
When it comes to suppliers.
They have like a lot more than just
Yeah,
this.
of course.
They have like quite a few different whiskeys, and in the past 2 episodes, both of the whiskeys that I brought in were single malt, quite peaty. That's my favorite. Like anything Islay, I'm gonna be happy with it. So when I got to Milroys today, I said like, hey, my budget is like £40. I'm a bit skimmed. I'm getting paid tomorrow, so like don't push the price up too much. And I said, Islay, single malt, Scotch. That's what you need to know from me. And they, presented a couple of different. This was $29.95.
So you know what? It's very similar price mark to Toki and Buffalo Trace.
Yeah.
Buffalo Trace is around 25 or so.
Yeah.
Toki is around 28 to 30. So yeah.
I was so surprised by this, by the way. I did not expect it to be only £29. But yeah, I'm happy it was, because it saved my bank as well. And I tried it, so I do have a little bit of a, inside knowledge before him. But it is beautiful. It is. I'm not a fan of blended scotches, but this just works. It's beautiful.
For me, what I like is like we have for me personally, because I use these a lot, generic or standard whiskies. Mm-hmm. Whilst you cease to surprise me at this point. Like you keep bringing some of the most bizarre, yet awesome and authentic fucking spirits out there.
That's what I want.
Do you know what I mean? Like if there's a pathway that tennis should take, it should be a distributor. Or I think she just got it. She just knows the kind of new shit to provide.
Because honestly, I was gonna go for Lagavulin.
I'm glad you didn't.
Well,
let's hope. Let's see what we say.
We're gonna get to Lagavulin at some point. Okay,
100%.
You're not gonna run away from it. Not with me. But let's try this baby up and.
It's fresh off the batch.
Oh yeah, man! Like this is a new bottle.
Like,
Okay, I'm gonna stop. Can you hold this, please?
Yeah, of course. If we get to our first 100 subscribers here, evidently quite quickly, hopefully, I will, if this is good as well, we will donate a bottle to the 100th subscriber.
Ooh!
But that's a promise from me. Hopefully this is good, so I don't shaft myself here.
I think it is. I think you'll like it. I think you're going to be pleasantly surprised by it, to be honest.
Cool.
Because I was as well, so...
Sure.
Cheers.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm. The smell.
What is those flavours? So on the nose, it's very like sticky toffee pudding, kind of like fudgy, chocolatey, and nutty. It's bizarre production. You need to have this after.
Like
it's.
It is beautiful.
Wow.
It smells so sweet.
It just doesn't make sense.
Yeah. Now try it.
Right. Schwancha.
Mm-hmm.
That is bizarre. That's interesting.
I don't know how to feel about this reaction.
Okay, so the first thing I can say is I don't know if you guys know a bit about whiskey and rum tasting, but you've got some things called columns. Do you know much about columns?
Not really.
So it discusses the viscosity of certain drinks.
Oh right, okay.
Right?
I think I know exactly what you're talking about.
So
It's the little yeah, the floaty thingies, exactly.
Exactly. So it leaves either arches or columns, right?
Uh-huh.
And I think when you discuss the viscosity of this, I mean, keep in mind this is quite diluted at this point. Well, not diluted, but it's going to be diluted because of the water and from the ice. Typically, when you do these things, do not add ice. We're here to enjoy. We're not here to just actually be professional fucking reviewers in the sense of purely analysing the in-depth understanding of whiskey. We're not distillers.
No, far away from it.
But it's got a beautiful texture, which really epitomizes the flavor complexity it has, which is nutty, chocolatey, fragrant.
Do you feel like a caramelized apple in there?
Oh, how did you try again?
Excuses. There's that little citrus part of it that is literally like caramelized apple for me. Or like a Granny Smith with smooth peanut butter. What am I throwing at you at this point? I have such specific
Just do
flavor
not,
profiles, but it's exactly what, I don't know. In my head,
do
it's
not
like, yeah.
get us on a wine tasting. That's what I'm saying. Do not fucking get us on a wine tasting.
Oh, bro, me and what? I was the wine ambassador for Mr. Folk's Bone Brokers at one
Dude,
point. I was chatting
so
so much shit. It was beautiful.
I done a jokingly assigned myself to a testing course of a sommelier course, entry-level sommelier course under Belvedere, and I got a 3 out of 10 for nose and about an 8 for taste. So I know my taste, but my nose is dog shit. So do not take my nose applicably.
Fair enough.
But
I really enjoy this. And as I said before, blended scotches were just not my thing. Like, this was one of the first ones that actually kind of worked for me, like the Toki.
Yeah.
Obviously before this, I'm not talking about this right now. But blended scotches were just like not giving me a lot, as we said before, like Johnny Walker Black, for example, just not like, it's meh and it's like...
So, I've got a bit of a nitpick with you,
Okay.
Tana, and this is just me being down to earth honest, yeah?
Cool.
I'm not a huge fan of chocolatey kind of taste in whiskies.
Okay, fair enough, yeah.
This is good, but I think it's going to be a strange whiskey for definitely a newcomer.
Oh,
I think
yeah.
For someone that's experienced, this is definitely a wonder. This is like, it's like, opening a door in your dorm, like, going into a random door in your uni dorm and coming through, I can't say frat party because this is UK, but do you know what I mean? One of those parties and go, oh, I'm pleasantly surprised. I'm seeing, well, this is PG, so let's not say what we see. It's one of those.
We're seeing things.
Yeah, and it's one of those kind of motions where I feel like it's pleasantly surprising, but very different to what whiskey should be.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Yeah, it kind of, it does give a slightly, maybe even liqueur vibe to it.
I can feel that.
But I think that's why I like it. Because I'm not, blended scotches are not it for me. So the fact that this one is kind of sweeter works for me.
I'm going to say something, and this is not any way to demean Milroys, because I do like, as I said, this is my first time trying it. But have you ever had a standard whiskey? Let's just say you want to get Buffalo Trace, yeah?
Okay.
And you want to add chocolate and walnut bitters, which is very common in bars now.
Yeah.
That's what it tastes like.
Pretty much.
I'm sorry to say that.
No, it is. It is kind of that. Yeah, it is. It is. It makes sense. I don't think that's diminishing. I feel like it's like okay, you have a similar thing that you can feel in it, but then there's an addition to it, which is what I enjoy, because it's like it's already in the whiskey itself, so it is a different whiskey in a way. But what would you give it? Like,
I'll give it a 6.
You give it a 6. Okay, I was gonna say a 7. For me, it's a 7. I really, really enjoy it. I think again, it's another thing where I'm like excited about it because I'm not used to liking this type of whiskey, so the fact that I liked it was like, woo, okay, this is real nice. So, yeah.
Yeah, similar to me, like, my profile, so this is all subjective.
Yes, absolutely.
I do not expect my flavour profile to always match Tenner's. Mine, personally, I don't like things that taste too chocolatey and sweet-natured. I can have something that's sweet added to it, but, for example, old-fashioned, I can add agave, gum, etc., make it sweet, but on its base profile, I prefer it being less sweet, because that's going towards more of either a rum kind of cask, which I don't mind because of the, the sugar cane, etc., or more of a synthetic where people got pineapple flavours and etc., which typically you can't are typically added.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? This is this doesn't feel like that. Don't get me wrong. This feels natural,
Yes.
but unusual for my palate.
Yeah, it kind of emulates the extra sweetness. I was very much
Yeah.
impressed and not excited. What's the word? Surprised. Wow. I was surprised by the taste of it when I was at Milroys today.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
Like, I did not see this coming at all.
And you know what's weird? I'm having about fourth or fifth sip. I mean, you guys can probably count it because I'm gone off my rocks right now. Gone off the rocks.
We can do. Ah!
But-
We can do a sip count in the corner.
Exactly. But it is weirdly becoming more adjustable for me. So everything I said, just scrap it. I'm kidding.
Actually, it's the best fucking whiskey I've ever had.
It's good.
Okay.
It's like it's different, and I like that. And I think that's the whole point of this.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying I want to. I don't know what kind of achievement it would be if we tried every whiskey in the world, but I would definitely want to try as much as we can and review it in the most authentic manner as possible.
You know what would be the achievement if we tried every single whiskey in the world? You know how we say that we're professional alcoholics? We would actually be professional alcoholics. What do you mean trying every single whiskey in the world? That would be
That's
insane.
true. That is true. Yeah, I would give it a 6 and you give it a 7. I
Yep.
think old-fashioned time.
Oh yeah, okay, we're going. Yeah, let's try this bad boy. The color, Adi said it looks like a sunset in Vienna, even though he's never been to Vienna. However, I have multiple times, and I can confirm that it is true. It looks fucking gorgeous. Look at this color. Beautiful.
I had a business partner I worked with who is now my accountant. And we done puzzles together, and one of the things was called Sunset in Vienna, and that's where it came from. Okay, please forgive me.
This is even better.
Why is it even better?
Because it's a puzzle, man. You've never been to the fucking. You're just like, oh yeah, that puzzle one time though.
Dude, we made some good fucking dough.
Okay, amazing. Let's try this. I
It
can't
looks
wait
gorgeous.
anymore.
I have to admit.
It looks beautiful. Yeah! Like, yes! Woo! This is... Come on, spit it out, spit it out.
I need to have another sip, man. I need to confirm what I'm thinking.
I think this means that it's,
We're gonna need some higher ratings from those reactions.
Man, that's good.
That's fucking beautiful, man. What the fuck? Oh my god. I mean, okay, that's the thing. Like, I feel like there could be people saying, like, well, you're tipsy. Doesn't, like, obviously you're not sober anymore to be able to, like, understand it on the same level. No. This shit is good.
Relatively speaking, you should be fucking tipsy. You should be trying as much as you can on the go. Because if you have this, let's say we had the Buffalo Trace today, and then we had the Toki tomorrow, and then the day after we had the Milroys, it's going to be a hell of really convoluted.
And also, can you actually compare it if you don't have it right before the other one, right?
100%. Look, we got a Kentucky bourbon here. Sorry, dude. We've got.
Yeah, you should be
We've
sorry.
got a Japanese blended,
Yeah.
and then we got a blended Scotch. Like these are completely regionally at least minimum different.
They're literally from different continents.
But that's what I fucking love about this. On the Rocks is about trying the wildest shit and just saying it how it is. Because it's so easy for us to say, oh, let's have 3 blended Scotches today, let's have 3 Irish tomorrow, let's have 3 this, and then we kind of have a balance. But this is us in our rawest form to say, I think this is great for this reason, I think this is bad for this reason, etc.
Yeah.
I think Milroys astounded me as an old-fashioned. I think I had that feeling, that gut feeling, and I should have said it before whilst on camera, but I missed my chance, which is sometimes when you've got obscure whiskies, obscure tasting whiskies, don't get me wrong, obscure never means bad, weird never means bad.
Yeah.
And I mean this in a generalized form to all the kids out there that shouldn't be watching this and drinking, right? Weird is good.
We love weird.
Exactly. But in this case, I knew it was going to be a good old-fashioned. And I'm goddamn glad I'm right.
I had a feeling as well, but obviously I didn't want to, because I feel like whenever I say something, I actually do it, and then it turns into a completely different thing, and I just like curse it in a way. So I didn't say anything, and I'm glad I fucking didn't, because this is beautiful. I'm giving it a 9.5.
I was going to give it 8. I'll be honest, I'll give it 8.5. And that's not because I don't think it's super extremely good. I think the chocolatiness, the nuttiness, actually complements the bitters better than the bitters complements it.
Yes.
And that, for me, is profoundly good. And I respect that a lot, and I think Milroys knows what they were doing. They've obviously made a blend of whiskey that tastes okay on its own, which is fine. But as a cocktail, in this case an old-fashioned, tastes tremendously well.
What the guy at Milroy said, I can't remember his name, I'm so sorry. I'm just going to call you the guy at this moment.
We should find out and put his name below.
Yeah, definitely. He was saying to have this with appetizer. The whiskey with appetizer. And I was like, that sounds awful. And he's like, no. Trust me, it works really well. So this could be the type of whiskeys that is just like, if you add something sweet to it, it just opens up, man. And you have this world of like possibilities and tastes.
It's like when I used to go up to Yorkshire and they used to have like, Scotch with ginger ale. And it just sounds profound. I mean, no, it's not profound. It's okay. It's really good. But at that time,
Love Scotch with ginger ale.
at that time,
Fucking
when
love
it was
it.
like my first time, I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? Why
It
are you
is
desecrating it? But then
so good.
it is just so good, man.
So I would actually try this with appetizer. I'm going to try it. I'm going to film it. And I'm going to let you know how it goes.
Sounds good. I don't know what to say about this, man. I'd say 8.5. I think I would definitely... This is the kind of one I would go to a bar and ask for. If I wanted to blend... And I think out of all the three, like as much as I respect Toki and I respect Buffalo Trace for their trade, for their trademark, for everything they've done, for them being my signatures in my bar, I would never go and ask for an old-fashioned with them.
Yeah.
But I would with Milroys if they were in a bar.
Yeah. No, I absolutely. Like, this is kind of like a whiskey that you just like... I'm seeking this whiskey in different shops and bars to be able to like be like, this is actually one of my favorite whiskeys. And yes, I am obscure and better than you. No.
We won't cut that out. It's true. She is better. I'm joking.
It is better. Yeah. No, I think this was a perfect finisher.
100%.
It just... I'm gonna down this.
Yeah, 100%.
Maybe have another one afterwards. Who knows? It was a really nice episode. Yeah. I realized that I actually don't mind blended and Japanese whiskeys. So there we go.
I think, yeah, we learned a lot. I mean, look, always remember this. We are not, and probably for a long time we try not to, we're not endorsed by any companies. So everything we show here is as authentic as it gets.
Yep.
And
also we're not professionals.
I am. I'm kidding, but yes.
Fucking hell. Wait, give me a second.
Keep this in. What happened there, dude?
I don't know. It just flew off. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
All right, so this was, I think, a perfect finisher. Yeah. Definitely go check it out at Milroys because... I mean, you can just walk in there. They have a nice little stool, like tiny little bar stool situation going on upstairs. They also have a bar downstairs. But upstairs, you're more than welcome to try some whiskeys. 35 ml of this, specifically, I had it today, is like £6.20, which is really fine. Really good. Like, fine. And you can enjoy it. If it's on the rocks, it dilutes a little bit. So you can enjoy it for a while. Go and try it. It is so worth it. They have beautiful service. So, yeah. Milroys, fucking shout out. It's beautiful.
Definitely. And once again, we're not endorsed by any of these companies, so we're telling this as a free form, as real as it gets. I'm definitely going to check out Milroys. And if I can, I'll stock in my bar. So down below, if you want to check my bar out as well, Nilly Flowers, come by for some authentic cocktails. And, of course, the other two are definitely in my bar. But either way, Tenna, I had a wonderful fucking
Yes,
time once
absolutely.
again. And
As
thank you
always.
for always bringing some solid knowledge and new shit all the way.
I'm happy about new shit as well. And also, the fucking Bitter Club, please come and sponsor us. I know we're really going at this, but this would be beautiful. Okay,
Yeah.
I think we're done. This has been On the Rocks. This is Ade, this is Tenna, and
Hope you have a great weekend.
bye!
Cheers.